I ran back in the house and started calling up my money.
In Washington, D.C., and oftentimes you'll hear my phone calls of me renting to people or deciding not to rent to people. And you'll hear the journey that how certain renters are worse than others or better than others, depending on your point of view. And you often hear my skepticism about renting to black tenants because they can really take you down through it as it relates to the law around squatters and renters' rights. So here's a case coming out of Maryland that really highlights the point that I'm making.
Spotlight on Maryland reported in December about two alleged squatters who took over a $2.3 million house in Bethesda.
Just make this very clear.
Tamika Good, the squatter and self-described pro se litigation coach,
You can't be doing regular people.
Featured the estate in a TikTok video posted on her account just 6 days ago. Good was charged
So it seems like this lady was an influencer.
last year with multiple counts of burglary, trespassing, and other crimes associated with her squatter takeover of a multi-million-dollar Bethesda home. She had a scheduled court appearance on Thursday morning. In exclusive footage obtained by Spotlight on Maryland, Good can be seen in a black Porsche Cayenne leaving the property soon before 7 to make it to court. During the trial, Good...
And so what you're seeing here, from my estimation, is a lady that wanted to put forth a certain image. So she had a nice car. She squatted in a very nice house in a very nice neighborhood. And she probably projected that image to her social media followers.
Argued that it was unclear which bank owned the foreclosed house because there was no clear trespassing sign. The assistant state's attorney for Montgomery County replied after hearing Good repeat herself multiple times saying, "I know who doesn't own the property, and that's Tamika Good," adding, "This isn't some vacant, abandoned, way out of the woods house."
Hi, Miss Tamika Good. Do you believe that
It's definitely not a vacant, way out of the way house in the woods. This is a very affluent neighborhood right outside of Washington, D.C. to the northwest Washington, D.C.
squatting is a crime? Why are you in a $2.5 million property?
I mean, you can even see the houses across the street from the courthouse. Bethesda is a very, very affluent area, and you can see this lady here with her get-up. She's dressed like an influencer, and she needed the house to play the part. It's probably easy for her to get the car, but the house, that's a little bit more difficult for her to obtain, so she had to squat.
Property, Miss Good.
After 3.5 hours of arguing her case before a judge as her own representative, we attempted to make contact during the trial's lunch break.
Get out my face.
Ma'am, why are you in a
And you see the weave, she probably has a BBL, but definitely a weave in her head.
$2.5 million property?
Meanwhile, after Montgomery County police followed Good into the garage to survey her actions, she went back to the courthouse to argue her case for another hour and a half. Judge John C. Moffitt gave remarks before he made the ruling, telling Good she had some demented thoughts to justify squatting.
And see, there you go. Here's the judge, knowing that this lady is squatting in someone's house, and he said he justifies it in a way by saying she has some demented thoughts to justify the squatting.
The prosecution replied, "This is frankly nuts." Good was found guilty on all counts of burglary and breaking and entering, and immediately sentenced to 90 days in prison.
I think the District Court of Maryland did the right thing today.
Ian Chen, a 19-year-old living with his parents in a neighboring house to the home Good occupied, brought the case before a Maryland commissioner's office because he said he wanted to take back the neighborhood from criminals.
I felt it was my civic duty to do the right thing, to file these charges, and then
So
to
this young man brought forth the case.
ultimately bring her to justice here today.
Another witness in Good's trial, who asked not to be named for safety concerns, says he blames the state for a lack of action in what he says was terror.
There was a law that was trying to get passed to kind of streamline the process, but I think that got shot down. Make a rational, concise decision to change the rules where it differentiates a squatter from a legal tenant.
Until then, Bethesda neighbors say they will patiently wait until the next chapter of this squatter saga sees its day in court.
I was pretty scared. I mean, all of us in our neighborhood were. We have a lot of elderly folks who were.
You know, it's not lost on me that she chose one of the least diverse neighborhoods. There are very few black people that live there, and yet that's where she chose to squat. Hell, there's a house next door to me that's empty. She could have broken in that house, but she would have been in Southeast D.C., and that's not as glamorous for a social media influencer.
Afraid to even go to sleep at night because they were worried that someone like Tamika or Tamika herself would break in and be living in their house and refuse to leave.
We will continue to follow this matter and alleged squatting closely. I'm Gary Collins in Silver Spring with Spotlight on Maryland.
This is nothing short of amazing when you really think about it, that here's a woman squatting, and all for the pursuit of her social media influence. Again, if she's able to afford the car and the clothing and stuff like that, she probably could afford some cheaper accommodations in Southeast DC near me. But to further her social media career, she has been a $1 million mansion in a neighborhood like Bethesda. Once again, I am John Galt, the urban landlord here in Washington, D.C., and this is a local.
I ran back in the house and started calling up my money.
Leave a comment below, like, share, and subscribe.